The buffer tool is a handy wizard that allows you to buffer any feature that you have on your map. In this example, we have a map of Frisco, Texas, and we also have some point data showing schools in Frisco, and that's represented by these light blue points. We want to go ahead and buffer these by 1 mile and see what sort of coverage of schools we have over the entire city. So to get started, let's go ahead and click the buffer wizard. Let's go ahead and choose the layer we want to buffer. In this case, it's going to be schools. And you'll notice down here you can also just buffer selected features. So if you selected just a subset of schools or features on your layer, you can check this and you would only do the buffer operation on that. Once you've decided what layer and or features you want to buffer, the next step is to go to step 2 here and decide your distance. In this case, we're going to choose 1 mile for our buffer distance, and we're also going to choose the dissolve. And what the dissolve does is if the buffered areas intersect each other, it'll basically union them all together into one big shape and dissolve it into a big coverage area. So that's a nice option to have depending upon your requirements. Next, we need to set the smoothness of the buffering. So if we have, with points it doesn't really matter so much because we're just going to make circles, but if you have things like areas that you're wanting to buffer, the smoothness can become very important because it decides how your edges are. And you can see 3 is the least smooth and 10 is the most smooth, and by default we set it to 8, which typically gives a pretty good effect. Finally, you just put the output file where you'd like to save your results, and you do that by browsing to your folder. And so in this case we're just going to call it school buffer. Go ahead and so that gives it that path, and then finish. And it may take the GIS editor a few seconds or minutes depending upon how big your data set is to do the buffer operation, and you'll be prompted to if you want to add it to the map or not. If you go ahead and hit yes here, our map will redraw, and as you can see now we have a coverage area of all the schools within 1 mile in Frisco. This can be very handy when you're doing analysis on your data and want to buffer up your features to get more of a geographic coverage area among many other needs. I hope this video has been helpful and that the buffer wizard will work for your needs. Thanks.